Okay.
Chan.
Hallelujah. I need a keyboard too, don't I? Yeah. Y'all want me to do this? Just use the power of my mind. I got it. It's gonna be a long lesson. That's gonna happen. Is it? All right. Speak to the screen. Making sure we on. Okay, yeah, we on. Oh, they got new rules up on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Something about since I'm a moderator, you got to do something. with, is that right? All right. Hey, can y'all get rid of that thing up top? No. Why did it? Why did it freeze? There you go. Okay. This man. Shalom, everyone. Guess what? Next time you see it's gonna be March. So that means it's gonna be someone new. Hmm. But it also means that April is gonna be right around the corner. In March, Micaiah. But it also means that Pesach is right around the corner. But the thing is, we only got a handful of people who are SVP. So I guess a lot of y'all don't plan on coming. Hmm? Oh, it says it's gonna be online. just just send in your donation, huh? we're gonna get lamb cutlets. Ain't gonna be enough money. I just want y'all to see how fast February came and went. All right, so don't wait till the last moment to do this stuff, y'all. Okay. With that being said, y'all ready for this lesson? This is the last one of the month, man. All right. Yeah. You always gotta do the rules, huh? All right. It's always gonna come back. Yeah. Please keep your mic muted except when asking or answering a question. Use the mic to speak. There is a feature on Zoom in the meeting room where you can raise your hand if you have a question. All questions must be on the topic. You have 60 seconds to ask or answer a question. If you pass your 60-second window, your mic will be muted for you. These rules are due to time and the recordings of the lessons. These are live teachings. We must give the Moreh enough time to complete the lesson. This will be mixed with discussions to help build one another. Please do not abuse the time. I asked a question last week, right? I ain't asking anymore. Live your life listening to the Father, not yourself. That's been the whole theme of this series, hasn't it? Okay, I'm just, I didn't sound too enthusiastic, but yeah, I know, right? All right, phones away. We are doing non-biblical answers only. Okay? Someone tell me, what does it mean to change? Okay, he's gone. You can answer freely now. Y'all, when I ask these questions, they're not tricked. It's somebody. I got some trick questions for you if you want me to ask. You go ahead. Yeah.
I would say to convert from one thing to another.
Convert is a strong word. Not a mana.
Shalom, Moreh.
Oh.
It could be to modify, to adjust
Okay.
to something.
To something.
Yeah, to something. I mean, either you're going to change for the good or you're going to change for the bad. That's your choice.
Okay. All right. Yahuah.
To make something not like something different like that than it was before. To make something different.
Okay. change. Who'd that be? Elia.
I was gonna say to go from one state to another.
Okay, okay. We got a lot of people who got the same answer. Anybody else on there? All right, go ahead, Google. Go ahead. Tell us what you got. Are you hasn't? Oh, okay. He doesn't have his phone out. Oh, you don't got his phone out. Oh, so this is gonna be an organic answer. All right. Yeah. Say it. Organic. Say it.
180.
I ain't know we were doing math. Okay. Yeah. Okay. The act, process, or result of changing as an alteration, which most of you said. Then you have a transformation. This is where you will start to hang with like-minded people in the walk. Right? Going through changes. As a verb, it means to exchange, to make different in some particular. Right? Again, it's to alter something, to make radically different. Transform. Yeah, it's a radical change. To replace with another, right? For example, let's change the subject. Don't nobody do that. Everybody stays on topic, right? Okay. Oh, there's a lot of honest people. To make a shift from one to another, right? Always changing sides in the argument. I know nobody do that. Right? Always unbiased, huh? Oh, they modified. All right. To put fresh clothes or covering on, right? Or to become different. For example, her mood changes every hour. Come on now. I didn't write that. I didn't say that. Don't send your hate mail to me. Similarity, what everybody was saying, okay? To change, to alter, to vary, to modify, meaning to make or become different. Now, change implies making either an essential difference, often amounting to a loss of original identity or a substitution of one thing from another for another, like shedding your former self, which is what you should be doing if you're in this walk, right? I mean, yeah. Alter implies a difference in some particular respect without suggesting loss of identity. Slightly alter the original design. ZZs don't make the person. Kufi might make the person. All right. Very stresses are breaking away from sameness, duplication, or exact repetition. What once was old is now new. That's what happens when you get in that water, which is coming up, by the way. You ready? Yeah. Vary your daily routine. Okay? And modify means to suggest a difference that limits, restricts, or adapts to a new purpose, walking in newness according to the word. That's what we do, right? Everybody do that, right? No, you don't? Okay, I guess we don't. According to the word. The Father's word. Yeah, okay. No, I didn't use Google for that one. What does it mean to grow? It's a good answer. Too bad anybody hear you. Not a mind.
Don't worry. To grow means to increase.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Torah.
First
Anyone
thing
else?
that came in my mind.
Go ahead. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Oh, see, yeah. Either one of y'all. Somebody.
Expand.
Ooh. Expand, enlarge. We got you. You gonna say it?
Magnify.
To magnify. Joshua, no.
Growth is also developing yourself, like making yourself stronger in like your spirituality, physicality, maybe. I guess developing physically and spiritually, mentally.
I get you develop. Yeah, that's part of Joshua.
To mature.
Yeah, I can take that. You're not maturing if you ain't growing. We go. Got one over there. Okay. Go ahead, Al.
A different level.
Yeah. Hitting a different level. Google, you got it? Oh, okay. Oh man, you leveling up. You ain't even pull your phone out once. I like it. Huh? When did you ever listen to me? You ain't. I don't remember the last time you listened to me.
And now they started doing it.
All right, now you want to do the last lesson. I got it. All right, so we have a stage in the process of growing. All right. Now look at here what's highlighted. The process of growing or progressive development or evolution. All right, to evolve and grow in this world. Do we all do that? Should we all be doing that? Is it okay? Here's a better question: is it ever going to end? Are we ever going to stop growing?
Till I see his face.
Yeah, when we change the garment. Yeah. So everything has an end game, huh? Okay. The process of growing or developing. Can we have one day when we ain't gonna have no comedy, boy? I do try to be serious sometimes. I promise you I do. The full extent of such increase, development from a lower or simpler to a higher or more complex form, which is evolution, right? Something that grows or has grown. All right. Now, somebody tell me, what are the benefits of growth? You know, y'all talking to yourselves. There's a mic right in front of you. It's two mics. Not a minor.
Maturity,
Okay.
discernment,
Oh.
peace,
Oh.
self-control,
Oh my goodness.
and I yield.
Like 7 hands and went down. Yakaria?
I was gonna say harvest and prosper, being prosperous.
All right. Ooh. Anybody else? Look over here.
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Ooh. Okay. Remember this, we talking non-biblical now. Personal growth is the improvement of our skills, knowledge, wisdom, habits, behavior, and personal qualities. Right? Personal development allows you to reach your full potential, be your best self, and live your happiest, most successful life. Think of a personal growth as any positive mental, physical, and spiritual transformation. And what you all say is, somebody said expansion, development, progress, advance, and advancement. Yes, all of that. Good. We got a lot of slides. We got to keep going. All right. Now, let's stop. We done talked about emotions 2 ways from Sunday and back again. But we got to talk about it again. Okay? Someone give me the answer on what is an emotion. You can use your phones, okay? If it's itching for you, use your phones. Go ahead, Nanama.
Emotions are a feeling or a thought.
Okay. Yeah. You and Moreh Chanan are on the same wavelength right now. Go ahead.
Emotion can be anger.
I mean, that's one of them. That's one of them. Y'all got some over here? Huh? Go ahead. Well, we got to hear you, man. You're all the way in the back alley in Hopewell.
A sentiment.
Huh? Did you say?
Sentiment.
Emotion, that's a byproduct of emotion. It's sentiment. You got it? Oh, here you go. You confident back there with that phone.
We got somebody online first.
Who's that? Yahuah.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this one too, but is it also how we perceive things, like how our emotions are, how we feel about things? Because everybody's different, right? Sometimes, right?
Well,
So
I'll tell you this.
yeah.
Your emotions and your feelings are two different things. Okay? Something is the catalyst for the other. So everything that you all are saying right now are attributes of what your emotions are.
Right, but we also have different knowledges, right? We all have different, some people have different knowledge bases, right?
Yeah.
How your emotion will come out, because as we grow and we learn, then our emotions change because of our knowledge, right?
Yeah, but see, these are all attributes of that. We have to actually understand what emotion is first.
Okay, okay, all right, okay.
You said you got something?
I would say it's like a reaction.
It could be, yeah. It could be. No, go. Yeah, CN. Who? Oh, Moreh. Okay, I got you. Hold on 1 second. Just hold it. Yeah, it's on. If it's green, it's on. Let me see. Is it on? Yeah. There you go. There you go. We still can't hear you. Can you can you speak into the mic?
An emotion is a
There
deeply
you go, there you
rooted,
go.
feeling. I mean, it needs help though. I mean, I know you're saying these are attributes, but emotions come from deep rooted feelings.
Mhm. That's part of it. Who would you say we had online? Lamadyahu.
Would emotions be based upon what you know and responding or reacting to what's happening to you? It's just a natural response from the information that you're receiving, and the emotions come from out of your mind, how you process a thought process.
Yeah, I get it. I got you.
A natural, instinctive state of mind deriving from one's circumstances, moods, or relationships with others.
He just couldn't wait, could he? The effect, the effective aspect of consciousness, feeling. It's a state of a feeling, right? A conscious mental reaction as anger or fear, right? Subjectively, it's experienced as strong feeling, usually directed toward a specific object and typically accompanied by psychological and behavioral changes in the body. So you're going to read something that's going to tell you that emotions is a chemical response. Uh-huh. And what Google said, it's a natural instinctive state of mind deriving from one's circumstances, mood, or relationships with others. All right. And similarity, like everybody's been saying, it's a feeling, it's a sentiment. All right. It's a reaction, it's a response to something. All right. Okay. Oh, why I got it twice? I just want to make sure everybody got it. Yeah, but it's It's an extensive or intuitive feeling as distinguished from reasoning or knowledge. So it's something that Yahuah said, right? And similarly, it is your instinct or your intuition, your gut feeling. It's something something told me spirit. You ever heard that in the church? It's something told me spirit. Uh-huh. The church says something told me spirit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh well, it's already up there. But somebody tell me what the feeling is. What's a feeling? Told you it was different. Go ahead. Man, you in that photographic memory? Go ahead, Nanaman.
An instantaneous reaction to a thought.
Oh, all right. Anyone else? Go ahead.
I think a feeling can be what you kind of like personally or morally decide is right or wrong, or is good or bad, and then it kind of creates that feeling inside of you.
Here's a famous phrase. I feel like. Is it? I don't know about all that. It's, I feel like who's online? Moreh.
There's no difference between feelings and emotions. They're coming from the same source, the same place. You could say feeling. Most likely, we respond off of the emotion, which is tied in with a feeling. So they're the same thing.
Oh, okay. We gonna see in a moment. We gonna see in a few. Who else is online? Anybody else online? All right. Who say? Yahuah?
Shalom. Yes, it's pretty much been said, but it's a heart response. It could be righteous or wicked, but it's an emotional heart response.
Okay. You said who else? Yahuah?
Yeah, actually, I believe that they are different because that's what I was saying before. Because it comes from like if you have an idea or you believe in something, someone else might believe in something totally different, and you're gonna have a different emotion response or feeling. So there's a difference there. I believe. I don't know.
All right, I got you. You got something?
As a lay person, I'm not into that's not my area of expertise. But my understanding of it is, an emotion is, I am sad. I feel hurt. That's my feeling, if that makes sense.
Well, you just said emotion and feeling the same sentence.
Well, what I'm saying is the emotion would be the sadness. I'm sad because such and such.
Yeah.
I feel hurt.
Right. There you go.
Yeah.
There's a distinction. There you go. Okay. All right. Right. Yeah. Google, you got it? Go ahead, Google. His finger itching. Yes.
Will, a feeling is a belief, especially a vague or irrational one. It's a showing emotion or sensitivity, an emotional state or reaction.
I was gonna say something, but that's okay. Sensation. Okay, the quality of a thing as imparted or as if through touch. Typically or peculiar quality or atmosphere also. An awareness of such a quality or atmosphere. All right. Intuitive knowledge or ability. That sounds a little bit different from emotions. Right? Now, as a verb, that was a noun. As a verb is to feel, to undergo past experience of. So this is where your trauma comes into play. To have one's sensibilities, where's that? Markedly affected by. To ascertain by cautious trial, usually used without. So now everybody's trying to say the word now, huh? We need to sound it out. We need to use our syllables, because I didn't. Markedly. Market. Now you got Google and you can't even say it. I know it. I know it sounds like that on there. I know, right? It's a feel or a feeling to be aware of by instinct or inference. All right. Believe, think, say what you really feel. You remember what a verb intransitive is? Or was y'all too mad when I said that last time? Okay, that laugh let me know y'all was mad when I said that last time. So we gonna go right past what the intransitive is. All right, emotions and feelings, okay? A fundamental difference between feelings and emotions is that feelings are experienced consciously, while emotions manifest either consciously or subconsciously. Some people may spend years or even a lifetime not understanding the depths of their emotions. All right. Which comes first, emotions or feelings? That's great. Emotions come first, yes. Then feelings come after as the emotion chemicals go to work in our bodies. Then moods develop from a combination of feelings. Emotions are chemicals released in response to our interpretation of a specific trigger. And I know y'all don't like that word trigger. You like triggers? This is a different trigger. Now, triggers are sensory reminders that cause painful memories or certain symptoms to resurface. If you experience a traumatic event, you likely remember certain sounds, smells, or sights related to that experience. Now, when you encounter those sensory reminders known as triggers, you may get a feeling of anxiety, unease, or panic. Or sadness, yes. There's many different feelings. You see the difference between your emotions and your feelings? Your emotions is going to be the catalyst for how you feel, no matter if that is in a positive or in a negative way.
Or indifference.
Okay, you didn't have to. Indifference, okay? Yeah. There are many different types of triggers, but they can generally be divided into 4 categories, all right? Environmental, cognitive, emotional, and physical. Environmental triggers include sight, sound, smells, and textures that remind someone of a traumatic event. Now, we're going to talk about emotions at the very end. We'll see how all that ties into this lesson, okay? Man, what time? It's 5:12? Man, yeah, okay. I don't think so. No, oh yeah, I did. Where's the change? Let's talk about it. Psalms 102, 26 to 28. They will perish, but you will remain. They will all wear out like a garment. Remember, we talk about putting on this, you have this garment on, you want to take it off for the spiritual, right? You will change, or in this case, replace them like a robe, and they will pass away. But you are the same, and your years have no end. The children of your servants shall dwell secure. Your offspring shall be established before you. Now think about this, right? To change can have you replaced. Not just the earth and the things in it. You know? And that's all because of what? Your lack of what? Well, your lack of growth and lack of change, but what are you supposed to be doing when it comes to the Father? Being obedient, right? Everybody gonna. Well, what did we say? Everybody's gonna have an expected end, but it's how you apply what you're supposed to be applying. When this truth is gonna make the difference. Is that garment gonna be white or dark? Oh, is that where? Psalm 69:36. The offspring, or the descendants, or the seed, right? It's a descendant understood as the scattering of the seed which will grow and bear fruit. That's everybody in here. You all grow and bear some fruit now. Of his servants shall inherit it. And those who love, meaning those who are loyal, put no other before him, and follow his commandments, right? So those who love his name shall dwell in it. Y'all see the change? Are we all changing this way? That's over here now. Psalms 37:29. The righteous, which is a person characterized by righteous actions and morals, making a complete transformation from your former self. I think that's one of the similarities with change, wasn't it? So the righteous shall inherit the land and dwell upon it forever. All right? In Psalm 37:27 to 28. This is from the scriptures. All right? Turn away from evil and do good and dwell forever. For Yahuah loves right ruling and does not forsake or abandon his lovingly committed ones. It's supposed to be you. Yeah. You know it's you. I know. I it's confidence over here. They shall be guarded forever, which means to be kept, to be safe, right? To be maintained in the safety from injury, harm, or danger. You can't get none of that if you ain't doing the first part, right? Being loving, committed, following his commandments, right? But look here. But the seed of the wrongdoers or the wicked is cut off. Oh my goodness. To be ended, right? To put to an end. Your seed won't have a chance if you don't give it to them. If you're not doing this, if you're not trying to change, if you're not trying to grow, how are the people under you going to do that? Yeah, they're going to look at you, but what's that going to do? Yeah, it ain't going to be a good change. Proverbs 2:22. But the wicked will be cut off from the land, and the treacherous will be rooted, means to tear out. Oh, my, no. The views expressed by one Moreh in this classroom are not of the path to Yahuah. We ain't talking about no rapture up in here. To move people forcibly from a particular place, okay? So they will be rooted out of it. Not doing what you're supposed to do won't just affect you, right? Your descendants will also be affected. Look what happened to Dawood and his children. The children went crazy, didn't they? All off the hinges. So it's a trickle down effect. So therefore, it's not just, I know this, the whole series has been about listening and hearing, but if you're not willing to change and to grow, the implications can be catastrophic. Not just for you, but the people who are around you the most, who are watching you. These are the people you're supposed to be a light to. What type of light, what type of fruit are you bearing right now? Oh. Lemons. I can't get a serious point out my mouth without, you know how you say something and then do the pause. Well, in the pause, here come the jokes. I can't win. All right, the H2498. What's somebody say? I'm never gonna say it first. Don't spit when you say it. All right. Is that what it is? It means to pass on, to change, to alter, to replace. All right. And some ones I didn't highlight is cause to succeed, with the sense to cause to change, to cause to make different, or cause a transformation. Right? These are all the changes that need to take place. So that's why I wanted to give you the non-biblical answer versus this one. You see, all this stuff ties in together. Okay? How we doing so far? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yahuah is the same, identical, unchangeable, ever enduring being from first to last. Can you change, alter, replace, or cause to succeed with the same power and authority? So a better question would be, can you do all these things when it comes to your own life? Low? Who said low? Oh, you gotta explain that now. Why you say low? Huh? Uh-huh. What did you mean? What did you mean? Go ahead. You
I need to say that. No, I was just thinking you can't do it yourself. You need Yahuah.
Well, here's the thing. You can't do what he does. We understand that. But when it comes to your own life, inside this truth, you got some choices. You got some options. Yeah. So yes, the answer is yes. Yes, when it comes to your own life, you can do those things, right? For the sake of your salvation. Now, if you don't care about it, don't do it. Don't do it. It ain't gonna help you. All right. This change can also mean to renew, to reestablish on a new, usually improve basis, or make new or like new. Isaiah 40:31. But they who wait for Yahuah shall renew. Again, this means to change, to put on a fresh, or keep putting on fresh strength. Their strength, now this is the property of being physical or mentally strong, right? It's not always about the physical. Can you mentally handle what the Father puts you through? Yeah. But do you know what you can bear? That's a true statement. They shall mount up to or walk with wings like eagles, right? That strength brought on by transformation. They shall run and not be weary, to be tired because of hardness of life. They shall walk and not faint. Now, those who hope in Yahuah renew their strength and their hope. That's a part of your growth process. Who will you run into when you can't handle it? Now, I'm not saying at the last moment, but he's giving you proper instruction on how to come to him and what time. Are you utilizing that? And when you do that, that is showing your growth. And that is showing your change because you're not doing what you used to do. It's all about the resources, ain't it? The H5162. You might as well just start saying that in mics so everybody can hear you.
Nacham.
Means to regret, be sorry, console oneself, of comfort. With the sense to change mind. To change one's mind about a course of action or the truth of something. He got it. Numbers 23 and 19. Oh, you don't got it. Who's that? You can't mute everybody because you'll mute me too. Yeah, and then when they try to say something, I couldn't say nothing. Oh my goodness. Numbers 23 and 19. We're going to keep going. Elohim is not man that he should lie or deceive, or a son of man that he should change his mind. Has he said, and will he not do it? Or has he spoken, and will he not fulfill it? Okay. The Father can relent now to cease or a particular activity, often with the implication that the relenting is a gracious act. Okay, so it's not because he regrets or he's sorry, or even because he just wants to change his mind, right? Just like his word says, he will have mercy on those he will have mercy, and he will punish those he will punish, or something like they say, Exodus 33:19, right? And he said, I shall cause all my goodness to pass before you, and I shall proclaim the name of Yahuah before you, and I shall favor him whom I favor, and shall have compassion on whom I have compassion. So don't, yeah, stop it. Oh, I forgot about the word list. My bad. I know. My point, thank you, is that we can't have this thing with thinking that the Father changes his mind once he says something or once he makes a decree. That's not what he does. But that's what we do. That's what we do. So from the other lessons we've been talking about, we're talking about doing things on your own, right? Now bypassing the Father. He doesn't. You can't do what he does. We just established that, right? You don't have that type of authority. So while you're in this walk, why are you trying to do that? Is that changing? Is that growing? Yeah. Side commentary, man. I'm just throwing this stuff out there, okay? The Father, unlike men, cannot be induced to break his word of promise. He does not change his purpose. You can't change what the Father has already decreed, which is his word. That means that you cannot cherry pick. I just said all kind of stuff, didn't I? I'm glad I didn't cuss. It sure enough did. What you want to listen to, what or how you want to apply the information that you choose to listen to. Either agree and apply all, or return back to the world. Because I really wanted to say that, I want to do it with authority, and I mess it all up. That's what I get for trying to have some bass in my voice. Yeah, no, it's too late. It's over with. It's over with. Yeah. Someone tell me what adapt means. Oh no, as a verb. Somebody tell me what adapt means. You have a mic, man. Not a mono.
Shalom, adapt means to adjust to an environment or a circumstance.
Put my cup down. Thank you. Anybody else? Yahuah.
Yeah, I think as a verb, it's to make something like suitable for use or for a purpose or something, suitable for a use.
Okay, all right.
Something like that.
Right. Anybody else online? Go ahead.
Improvise.
Yeah, I can see it. I see you fumbling your fingers. You ready? Oh, you already said? Okay. Yeah, to change your ideas or behaviors so that you can deal with a new situation. Similarity is to adjust, accommodate, conform, reconcile. Mean to bring one thing into correspondence with another. Adapt implies a modification according to changing circumstances. Adjust suggests bringing into a close and exact correspondence or harmony such as exists between parts of a mechanism. Accommodate may suggest yielding or compromising to effect a correspondence. So all this is just saying that you come into a certain situation, either you're going to adapt to it and roll with it, or you're going to go the opposite way, right? Now, conform applies to bringing into accordance with a pattern, example, or principle. Now, reconcile implies the demonstration of the underlying compatibility of things that seem to be incompatible, or simply to make things compatible or consistent with each other. Okay, so that was one of the first things you had to learn when you came into this walk. You had to adapt to the changes from the outside world coming up into the truth. How y'all doing with that? Yeah, they're good. For some struggling. Yeah, it could be hard sometimes. Where's the growth? Let's talk about it. My goodness. Now, you remember what we said what growth was? No, yeah, we're not even going to go there. Okay, so let's keep all that fresh in your mind, okay? All right. Deuteronomy 32:2, we already did this, but, okay, I didn't ask. May my teaching drop as the rain, my speech distill as the dew, like gentle rain upon the tender grass, and like showers upon the earth. Now, the Father's word should be able to water you so that you may grow. No. Psalm 65:10. You water its furrows abundantly, selling its ridges, softening it with showers, and blessing its growth. Now, here is the 86780. It's a mach. All right, it means sprouting or to shoot, with a sense of growth, right? The process of an individual organism growing organically. Now, your abundant fruitfulness testifies to the Father's blessing. You can have that same reaction if you let the Father's word do what it was intended to do in your life. You shouldn't be struggling with that part. What, you want the struggle?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying that's what I want.
Oh, yeah. You want to be.
Get there.
Yeah. Without doing what? Yeah. Isaiah 55:6-11. Now seek. Here is the age 1875 was what? The Thrash. To seek with care, right? Inquire about, investigate even, right? Make supplication. And we all know supplication is the pleading and or begging for something, right? To try to get or reach something one desires. I'm not going there. All right, so seek Yahuah while he is to be found. Don't wait till the last minute. Call on him while he is near. Let the wrong, which is the wicked or the unrighteous, forsake or abandon his ways, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. What we say earlier, do good, not evil. Let him return to Yahuah, who has compassion on him. That's what we read in Exodus, right? And to our Elohim, for he pardons much.
Yes, he does.
Now, here's where some people go wrong. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares Yahuah. No. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways. And my thoughts are your thoughts, right? Oh, yeah. For as the rain comes down and the snow from the heavens, and do not return there, but water the earth and make it bring forth and bud and give seed to the sower and bread to the eater. That's what it says out there, right? The Father's word should be able to do what? Order you so that you may grow. So is my word that goes forth from my mouth. Now here's another part people forget. It does not return to me empty, but shall do what I please and shall certainly accomplish what I sent it for.
Come on with it.
All right, so back to verse 8, right? The way you think, the way you act, how you perceive things will never compare to the Father. You wouldn't need him if that were so, right? You can't make decisions, supply needs, or even teach like the Father does. And then we go to verse 11. And he says, return to me empty or void. Remember what the threshing floor is all about, right? You have to be one that's empty so that the Father can pour his word, his ruach, his blessings, and so forth inside of you. That conditional love has a reward based on your application towards it. If the Father is your strong tower that you should run to, why are you trying to bypass him and do things on your own? You're supposed to heed the message, learn from his word, and respect and listen to those he has appointed to speak for him. That's where your growth comes in. When you're able to put aside what you think. And when we say, I feel like, no. When you put these things aside and actually do what he wants you to do, you can have all this. None of that is out of reach, you know? I'm just putting stuff out there. Remember what a doctrine is here? Right? But I want to focus on down here where it says the cognitive process of acquiring skill or knowledge. All right? Cognition refers to the mental action or process of acquiring knowledge and understanding through thought, experience, and the senses.
Oh, you accidentally pressed. You're about to show your face.
So this is why when we did our definitions, we talked about emotions and your feelings. Right? This plays a part in how you process the information. All right? Your experiences in life should be learning tools, not stumbling blocks. You know? You can't turn your tragedy into triumph by disobeying the Father. Okay? Now, remember, anyone who gives serious consideration to the character and work of the Father, thereby showing you have trust in him, can expect to enjoy a blessed life. Obedience brings rewards. So simple, yet so hard, right? The Father's word will be abundant to you through your obedience. There will be an assurance of success, happiness, and well-being, which the pursuit of wisdom will bring to those who adhere to its doctrines or its teachings. All of this just by doing what the Father wants you to do. Therefore, we should have a willingness to obtain all the wisdom and knowledge we can get. We should run towards it, not away. Remember I said last week, you run away when you ignore the message, trying to seek it on your own. When you reject the help from the Father, you in essence reject the Father. And I said, now you're going into rebellion. And we can talk about that before too, right? All right. Again, we're going to talk about being triggered. I said this was going to be the last slide, right? You run the risk of messing up your chance at salvation because you don't want to listen to the man of Elohim. For some of us, it's because of control issues we have. You want to be in control of the information and its outcomes. Why? Because that way you are able to control the emotions that can trigger certain feelings you have. That's not growing and that's not changing. Feeling triggered isn't just about something or someone rubbing you the wrong way. For someone with a history of trauma, being around anything that reminds them of traumatic experience can make them feel like they're experiencing trauma all over again. All right. So at this point, this is where the wall comes up, and you start to feel comfortable where you are at the present moment. Now, it should be a time to check yourself and ask yourself, what was it that set me off? I should say. No. What can I do to start the healing process? Wow. Goodness. I'm glad y'all didn't hear that. If we was getting monetized, that's the end of that. What if what someone said or did wasn't meant to hurt you, but help? Should you change your attitude then? Remember, we talked about being complacent and we talked about knocking down the walls that bind you, right? This is where this series starts to come into play. There is definitely an art to listening and or hearing. Now, I said that one of the first steps to the growth process is learning how to deal with the reproof you get from your leaders. If you just take the time and listen to what's being said, you may get your awakening moment. Now, I understand how you may feel. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that how you feel isn't valid. I'm simply saying that us as Morehs and Sharats or other leaders, I said it right. That we're not saying or doing anything the way we are because we want to get you upset, or we just like to be petty. Some of us. There's one or two people up here I can. Okay, one person that I can point to. He likes being petty. All right. When it comes to this walk, we have a job to do just like you do. In the end, in order to have a chance at the kingdom, we all must obey. And that's it. Any questions, comments pertaining to the lesson? You can clap for me. You can clap. I think I did an excellent job. No, I'm saying, right, if I do say so myself. No, seriously, any questions, comments, concerns? All right. That's it.
Sleeping Moreh, I did have my hand up.
Okay. Now, mine, go ahead.
Okay, Moreh, that was an excellent lesson. I really do enjoyed it. I learned a lot. So whenever there's like when we have to listen with reproof from our leaders, that's another way of saying constructive criticism. Ken?
It could be, but if he's actually giving you a message, that's not always criticism. It's giving you what the Father wants you to know.
Okay.
In that could be some constructive criticism.
Okay. Toda.
All right. Go ahead. Not mine. You said you had something to say, right? Oh, no. Not mine.
All I was going to say is that you talked about triggers and listening to your leaders. First, in order to pay attention to your triggers, you have to understand what the pain and the trauma is. If you don't understand that you have the pain from the traumas and where it comes from, then you can't understand the triggers and how to even listen to your leaders and for their guidance. So you really have to dig deep. Sometimes we think that when we come into the walk, that after we go in the water, that we put away everything and that it's gone. And that when it's gone, the triggers are gone too. But the triggers are there, and the triggers come back, and they come back even stronger sometimes. We have to realize when those triggers come, that they're going to keep coming, and they're going to come back stronger. And we have to be able to recognize when those triggers come, and those things we put away, that they're still there, and they're really truly not gone, that the triggers are just going to keep coming until we recognize how to deal with the triggers. And that's the most important part, is how do we deal with the triggers, because it's going to be a lifelong.
Remember what I said is you gotta ask yourself what's setting me off. When you can start to identify what's setting you off, then the next question I ask you, well, how do I start the healing process? Okay, hold on. Go ahead.
So one of the things that
I know.
One of the things that we have to consider, if the leaders is trying to help out, sometimes, let's just say the leaders, majority of information is correct. Let's just say there's some that's just not correct. Is the leaders or the Moreh's intent is to help? They will say yes, because sometimes they can be wrong on certain things. Other things is that sometimes they're not given all the information, and so they're basing their decisions off of partial information. So what I'm getting at is, yes, as long as their heart is in the right place and they're willing to, dig and dive into the situation to help relieve it, at least, that portion of it they should be seen. But if they don't, because we can be wrong in some areas, and there's nothing wrong with being wrong as long as you even the leaders is able to accept that they're wrong as well. You see what I mean? So it works both ways. But I would say that, as Moreh's and Sharat and Asherach And so, you know, if we get this thing together, you know, just I tell everyone, hey, listen, just tell. Sometimes they want to leave some information out because they want you to kind of side with them a little.
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, yeah. They want you to be biased.
You know, they want you to kind of feel what they feel and what they're going through. So some information is kind of left out, maybe not intentionally in some areas, but what I'm just getting at is that we have to be mindful of those things too, being mores and those that are receiving information.
And communication is key, but that failure to communicate can cause some of the trouble on both sides, because now I'm giving you a certain type of message based on what was given to me, but you don't like that message, even though you knew you didn't give me all the information. So that has to change. You have to be honest with who you're talking to. If you're not going to be honest, then why are you even asking for the help or the advice? Because giving half truths is not going to help you. It's going to hurt
Being
you.
beguiling.
We
We talked about that already.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah.
And being, you know, subterfuge.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Moreh.
If we could just all, you know, from mores to the laity, you know, understand our nature, you know, naturally we are rebellious. You know, we have a rebellious nature, not in a negative sense, you know, it's for survival sense. As we continue to grow and become adults, you know, we more so move into an authoritative position. And sometimes we have trouble with humbling ourselves or coming up under other authority because innately we're rebellious. So I'm saying all this. This is something that we have as we continue to journey. We come into the truth because the truth sets us free. We have to pray on these things. Father, deliver me from my rebellious nature. I don't care how righteous, how much studying you do. You always got to keep to the core of who you are, because in us we have iniquity as well as righteousness. We're under the blessings and curses at the same time. So these are things that we have to be conscious of and continue to work on, all of us. And we'll see, you know, the benefit when we start just acknowledging the rebellious nature we have and say, okay, let me just humble myself and let this be what it's going to be. And let this be an increase in my amunah, my belief, walking with the Most High. Let this be that lesson. And I yield.
All right. All right. Who? Yes. Yahuah.
Yeah, one thing too that you know that kind of happened with me too when I first came into this walk. I was like, you know, it was one day I came and I said, okay, that's it. Everything that I thought that I knew, Father, I'm just letting it go, and I'm just going to listen to you now, you know. And then and I let my guard down, you know what I mean? I think for the first time in my life, and that's when, you know, that's when he really came to me. Like, so when I let go of myself and everything that I thought that I knew, right? And I just said, you know, shut up, Yahuah Sean. I was Sean at that time. And I said, shut up, just listen to what he's saying and accept his reproofs, right? And I had to get that in my mind. I said, like, accept his reproofs. Okay, so, you know, because sometimes we don't want to hear, we know what we've done, but we just don't want to hear it, right? Because it's a hard process, but you got to think of this way, like, we're not going to get into the kingdom if we don't do that. So we got to face the music, and we just got to say, I might not like what I'm going to hear right now. Don't run and try to block the person or hide, you know, do this or that. Like, face the music, listen, and he's going to reproof you. And that's how we're going to get through all this thing. If we block each other like we do in the world, like, you know, just, you know, we get rid of this person, walk away from this person, run over here, hide over there. It's crazy, right? That's not how the kingdom's going to work, right? So we got to face the music. We got to listen, and that reproof is going to get us to where we got to go, you know. And it's like losing your guard. Let go of that guard. Listen to the Father, the reproof. Sometimes a reproof, you know, sometimes it doesn't always come. I was out giving bookmarkers, and this kid, he said something to me that he was like smoking weed in the corner, but he was reproofing me. And I was like, wow, man, the Father used him. So we got to be aware of all the times what's going on out here, right? So just, you know, yeah. And one more thing, Moreh, too, amazing lesson. And I just wanted to also maybe add, I don't know if you could add this, but isn't consistency a really important thing with us?
You got to be consistent when
right?
Being obedient, yeah.
Right, that consistency. Okay, great. Toda.
Now, before I go, I want everybody to understand, when I put up there about change, I put what the definition was and the similarities. And both of those, and in the one in the Hebrew, you saw the word transformation. There has to be a transformation. And remember when we talked about being strong, they said it wasn't just physical, it was mentally as well. If you are not transforming, how can you grow? Or how can you change? You can alter anything, you can modify anything, but if you're not doing this for the sake of the word, where is that going to take you? That's the whole point of this, right? That was the whole point of the whole series. No, you got religion? Well, we don't got religion here. But the whole point of all this, listening and or hearing, it has to be a transformation. You have to come out of the world into this truth. That's going to take some change. That's going to take some growth, okay? Without any of that, none of this is going to be valid in your life, okay? All right, anything else? All right, if all hearts and minds are clear, we stand and close.
Baruch Ta Yahuah Elohim Melech Haolam. Father, we come to you humble, giving you praise and thanksgivings. We thank you for the lesson today. We thank you for the word that was spoken in our ears. We ask, Father, that you help us to be doers of your word. Help us to understand that we have to walk according to your plan and not our own. So we thank you, Father, for all the blessings. We thank you for the fellowship. We thank you for just the questions and answering. And we just give you all esteem, honor, and praise. We also ask, Father, that you bless the meal that we're about to receive. Bless the hands prepare the meal, bless the funds of God. And we also ask that you bless them with fellowship with your presence, O Most High Elohim. And then cover each person, Father, as they leave the assembly today, that when they're going home, that they may get home safely. And we just give you all esteem, honor, and praise for your loving kindness towards each one of us and all your blessings in the name of Yahushua Mashiach. Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I give praise and honor and esteem.